time for another episode of the Joshcast. There's a lot of traffic going on right now. I live across the street, I think, from an elementary school. So all the kids are, I guess it's back to school this week. And so all the kids and the parents are dropping off the kids. Although spiritually speaking, aren't the kids dropping off the parents? I don't know what that means. So the fact that I'm driving in this area, I'm now freaking out. I'm terrified I'm going to hit someone or something. More so than usual. I mean, I should always be this terrified. I am always this terrified. There are moments where I'm not always terrified. That's where I'm zoning out. And that's not good. I was just watching the Gary Shandling documentary that Judd Apatow did. Not to name drop. I don't know any of these people, but I know. So that's not even technically name dropping. But Shandling's big thing was really getting into the moment. And that the more present you could be and the more that you could create something in the moment, that was where the truth of it was. That's where the humor of it, that's where the funniest possibilities could be found. So that was educational. And he treated comedy, as a meditation, which is something that I do as well. I would just like to be able to treat it like a meditation that eventually pays me so I can afford health insurance. Which I know is doing something with attachment. I'm attached to the fruits of my actions. I should be doing this just for the sake of doing it. So now what I'm trying to play with is I accept the fact that I'm attached to the fruits of my actions and continue anyway, which is sort of described my entire life. Not even adult life. As soon as ambition clicked in, that's become my life. And I flirted with the idea of throwing away all ambition for a while and just, coasting. And when I say flirted with, I mean awkwardly flirted with, because that's my way. Flirting. I'm not a fan of it. I'm really not, because sooner or later, you know what? I think this is what I'm afraid of with a relationship, is when I'm growing up and I'm depressed, and mom is there going, what's wrong? Tell me what's wrong. Tell me what's wrong. What's the matter? Because she's trying desperately to figure out how to fix it. And I perceive that she's getting frustrated because she can't fix it. But I think what happened is I interpreted that as she's getting frustrated with me because I'm not happy. So my fear is if I'm in a relationship with someone and I'm not happy, they're going to get frustrated. And I want someone who accepts me for who I am, which is unhappy. So that's really how I should be selling myself. And I'm not doing, if I were on Tinder, which I'm not, that's, I am unhappy. If you dig it, let's do this. If you don't dig it, if you only want to be surrounded by happiness, you got to find, I am not your Bambi. Let me put it to you that way. Although I don't know how happy Bambi was. I mean, he had the whole trauma with his mother. And the fire and all that jazz. He probably had post-traumatic stress disorder. He definitely had post-traumatic stress disorder because he was getting up in the middle of the night when he was hearing noises. probably why the whole thing happened in the forest was because his father was the prince. And I don't think you should put a deer in charge of the forest. Lion King, much better. Got a lion in charge. There's a problem, there's a hunter, the lion will, can put up a fight. The deer is just going to run. But I don't know, maybe they were in a, the deer would definitely be the symbol of the Democratic Party, whereas the lion would be the symbol of the Republican Party. So perhaps the entire forest was going through a progressive phase. And then there's the moment in Bambi where the deer and the skunk and the bunny are all adults now. And the owl's explaining love, basically, and that, you're all going to be Twitter-pated. And then one by one, just a female counterpart just waltzes right in. And off they go and they frolic in the forest. And I want Warner Brothers to take a crack at Bambi, because I think Warner Brothers is more true to life. And I think if it was Warner Brothers doing that sequence, then the bunny would come along with the other bunny, and the skunk would come along with the other skunk, and then Bambi would just be sitting there, and the owl would look at Bambi, and the Bambi would look at the owl, and the owl would go, sometimes you're just friend zone material, man. I don't know what else to tell you. But I must accept the possibility that I am preventing myself from being with people. Because I don't make overt efforts. That is true. I really don't. And if there is someone who's attracted to me and I'm not attracted to them, I don't even, I say I'm just not attracted. Sorry. And that sounded very flippant of me. It's not that flippant. I feel guilty that I'm not attracted to them. Sitting there going, who am I to not be attracted to this person? So then I feel bad about that. All of this is not helping the IBS, which is still at the forefront of my mind. And yeah, it's never, it just seems to me, and maybe this is just maybe I am making this up, or maybe I am only choosing to see this as a reality. But it just seems to me that sooner or later, everyone I know, they go through all the dating, all the thinking about it, all the bells, the hoops, and all that stuff, and then at the end of the day, they just somehow end up with somebody. And it's all luck and circumstance. So it's kind of like that scene in Bambi, except it just doesn't happen all conveniently at the same time. I mean, that's what it seems like to me. I could be wrong. And you know what? Maybe for every 1,000 people that happens to, there's another 1,000 people who do meet somebody through dating and through working at it. All I know is that for me, I hate the process of it. And at this point, I'd rather just write jokes about being lonely than actually be with somebody. Now, if that doesn't give you a kind of pathology, I don't know what will. And I'm not even sure pathology is the right word. But it feels like it's the right word, and I feel smarter saying it. And really, isn't that what's important? Made a discovery yesterday. I hate when I say that verbal tick Have you seen the thing? I hate when I do that because I feel like every time I say I'm basically communicating to the other person that I have no idea what I'm doing. Have you seen I'm incompetent, the stapler? That's what it feels like. I think that we should, I'm incompetent, I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm incompetent, you should fire me right now, go to the store. So I'm working to get rid of the because really, success in life is how well I can lie my way through a situation. Well, truth is subjective, Josh. Truth can be, you can put a positive spin on the truth or the negative spin on the truth. You can tell somebody align your spine, or you can tell somebody stop slouching. Both mean the same thing, but one is positive and the other one is negative. Which was a brilliant thing that was taught to me by a teacher back when I was interning at a theater company in Massachusetts. And I think that's great for when I'm talking to other people. But if I don't go through life hating myself just a little bit, then I don't think I'm doing it right. Is that true? Do I really believe that? Or am I trying to be funny? I should be nicer to myself. I should work harder to do that. Because if I can't love myself, how can I love another person? But then I think to myself, even if I love myself, I could still love another person and the relationship will burn up in flames. So why do the work to love myself? Well, that logic is just faulty. Self-love. Sometimes I wonder if the reason I'm not with anybody is because I don't love myself and other people can pick up on it. And that the only way for me to be with somebody and the only way for me to be with someone in a healthy relationship is I have to be healthy with myself. But I think a real fear is that that people are going to be turned off by my anxiety, because they have been in the past. I have empirical evidence. I have talking with teachers for hours and hours and them going, ugh. I've seen that. Well, not teachers. That was a person. Well, that implies that a teacher's not a person. That was a friend in college who got fed up with my neuroses. And based on that one moment, I'm assuming that no woman wants to be with me. And by the way, as I speak this, still worried about the IBS. Still worried about this. I hope it's only IBS. It seems like it's getting kind of, like no matter what I do, it's bad. But I think the other thing I've been doing is I have been having bread. And that's what, I think I got to cut out bread 100%. Or, it doesn't matter what I'm eating. Oh, that's so annoying. I know I shouldn't be annoyed, but these buses that take up 1.5 lanes, I can't handle it. And then I got to accelerate past them, which I hate doing. I know I should be more tolerant of buses and large vehicles on the road. But anything that gets in my way is the enemy. I think I just drove past a place that's called the Event Cafe, which seems generalized. Yes, I'll be dining at the restaurant tonight. Oh, I've heard about it. What do they serve? Food. That's what's on the menu. Just one word, food. And you order it and you get what you get. Well, now that's just silly. That's too silly. No, man. I only want to write jokes about my pain. I only want to find humor that comes from the deepest, darkest depths of my soul. That's what I want to do, man. That's what comedy has to be. I gotta, like Hemingway said, I gotta sit at the typewriter and bleed. Or in my case, the iPad. It doesn't work as well that phrase doesn't work as well when Hemingway says, to be a writer, you gotta sit at the typewriter and bleed. That's awesome. But if you say, yeah, you gotta sit at your iPad and bleed, the iPad just, it takes away the machismo. It's hard to bleed on an iPad. First of all, it's an expensive investment. Second of all, the buttons they don't make that ka-ching sound that a typewriter makes. So right there, I was about to say ka-ching sound, but then I was afraid to just say ka-ching because I thought, oh God. I panicked in that moment and thought, that's racist, isn't it? Against Chinese people. And I don't even think that's the right term for it. In fact, ka-ching, ka-ching is money, isn't it? Now I'm really freaking out here. I should probably edit that out of the pod. Now I feel like I should. I don't even think I need to apologize, but I'm apologizing nonetheless. Because the last thing I want to do is contribute to racist stereotypes, even though I don't think that was a racist stereotype. But now I'm genuinely panicked. You can hear it in my voice. That was not even the intent. I just wanted to do all I wanted to do is create a comedy podcast. And look what happened now. I've created an international incident. Unflappin' believable. Well, I've arrived at my destination. I think that was a good closing bit right there. Yeah. Me having a panic attack. Good closing bit. Wishing you the best. Hope all is well. And Bambi, wherever you are, I don't think you're a prince. I think we need a democracy. I don't think the prince thing is working. I don't feel like you can protect the forest from anything. Where's the grizzly bear? I'm voting for the grizzly bear. You know, I don't like his economic policies, but what can you do?